What's up, people? Welcome to my channel. My name is Blue Pencil, or Blue for short. I'll be talking about a spookier topic today, so I hope you guys enjoy. Cartoons have played an important role in many people's childhoods. Not only do they entertain, but cartoons can also teach lessons that we can apply in the real world. While many shows have accomplished these goals with friendly scenarios and characters, there are some that take a darker approach. Today, I'll be discussing 3 episodes that terrified me as a kid. I did research these clips to refresh my memory, which can be found in the description. Starting off, we have Barney and the Backyard Gang Campfire Sing-Along. Who remembers the purple dinosaur that sings, "I love you, you love me"? In this episode, one of the kids named Tina has a dream where she goes camping with Barney and the rest of her friends. I had a general idea of what scared me when I was younger, but I totally forgot how freaky Barney was. Like how he awkwardly wiggles in place and he never closes his eyes. Anyways, the group take a hike, sing cringy songs, and have a picnic. Typical camping stuff. Though I was dumbfounded when one of the kids took an entire cabbage and stuffed it inside Barney's mouth. Yes, it makes perfect sense to have a T-Rex teach kids about eating vegetables. I guess Steve the Stegosaurus wouldn't have been as popular. Eventually, Tina decides to play with the turtle and separates from the group. As a kid, this scene was scary because she's all alone in this dark place with screeching noises around her. But looking at it now, I'm more disappointed with the production's lack of subtlety. One second it's sunshine and smiles, the next it's dark and cloudy. Tina realizes she's lost and remembers Barney's instructions on what to do. So, remember guys, hug a tree, don't move, and blow the heck out of your whistle until someone finds you. Good advice, I must say. The gang find her, and once they are reunited, goodbye dark cloudy skies, hello sunshine. I hoped this would be the end of the spooks, but no. Some kid, I forget his name, points out a cave right beside them. Like I said, subtlety, and thinks it's the most glorious, stupendous idea to explore it. They enter, and for some reason the cave is saturated red, probably reminding me of the hellstorm approaching. They talk among themselves, echoing, "Hello? Is anyone in here?" Suddenly, this creepy, unsettling voice responds, "Nobody here but me." The gang screams and run away, but we are stuck on the still clip of the cave. A shadow emerges, and finally a bear wearing yellow pajamas walks out. He mutters sleepily, "Ugh, spring comes earlier every year," and returns to his cave. Apparently, my imagination took a different turn when introduced this character, and I lost it. This stupid bear was literally one of my irrational fears while growing up. Nightmare after nightmare would be him staring at me from the corner of my room. But looking at him now, I can't help but laugh because his brown scrunched up face is somehow cuter and less frightening to look at than Barney's. Back to the episode, the bear decides to visit the group later at their campsite, and I could just imagine my younger self hiding behind the couch and shouting, "No! The yellow demon spawn has returned!" Ugh, the voice still creeps me out though. The only other weird thing from this episode was some of the songs the kids sang. More like mini rituals in my opinion. If you don't believe me, give a listen to I'm Being Eaten by Tyrannosaurus Rex and Kookaburra. The next episode I'll be discussing is Little Bear, Tall Tale. In my opinion, this show was always cute and easy to watch. The scenery sometimes reminded me of Impressionist paintings. I remember watching this episode late at night, so that might have added to the frightening atmosphere. Little Bear is out in the middle of the forest with his father and friends. Surrounding a campfire and eating marshmallows, they hear noises coming from the woods. Little Bear decides to tell the story of Monster Bear. He starts off by saying he was walking along the trail and stumbled across massive footprints. Turning to his friend Owl, Little Bear explains that Monster Bear found an owl in the story. Before I continue, I just gotta say I loved the names for these characters. So straightforward. Owl resumes and describes Monster Bear as tall as a tree, with dark fur, intimidating eyes, and sharp teeth. Then, Owl is captured by the monster, though I think captured is a bit of an overstatement. In the story, when Monster Bear meets Duck, we can see Owl just sitting on his shoulder. Like, I'm sorry, but that's like saying a car is going to hit you, but you're sitting in the middle of the road and the sidewalk is 3 feet away. Anyways, Duck attempts to save Owl by threatening Monster Bear that she is going to do something if he doesn't. That was literally her words, and I gotta say, that's some impressive writing for a kid's show. Duck gets captured too by holding onto the monster's foot. The trio then visit Hen at her cottage, where she asks politely if Monster Bear would let her friends go. He grabs Hen and places her on top of his head. While the story is taking place, we can see Little Bear's friends holding on to Father Bear as he is impersonating the monster. The story returns to Little Bear, where he asks the monster what it will take for him to release his friends. With a raspy, deep voice, Monster Bear shouts, "I'm hungry." The group goes back and forth, asking him what he likes to eat. Monster Bear shakes his head each time and states, "Marshmallows." The story ends and we see the group stuffing Father Bear's face with marshmallows. Seeing Monster Bear for the first time freaked me out, along with the dreary music. Though I am surprised of the similarities between the two episodes. Maybe I'm just not a fan of camping or bears. Thankfully, the last episode I'll bring up has nothing to do with those things. Many people are familiar with Thomas the Train, but when I was a kid, it was called Thomas the Tank Engine. The only show filled with still figurines where the animation was the moving eyes of the engines. This episode was the hardest one to recall, though. My brain could only remember seeing a train in a red room, so it took me half an hour to research what episode specifically terrified me. Thanks to the channel Dorkly, I narrowed it down to Stepney Gets Lost. I'll make sure to link this video in the description. In this episode, an engine named Stepney finds himself in the scrapyard. According to Dorkly, this place was a graveyard for dead engines, stripped of their parts and left to rust. Totally appropriate for kids now that I think about it. Stepney's conductors leave to search for help, and Stepney remains frozen in fear. Soon, 2 engines roll behind, where they push him into the steam room. This is where we see a red room, and Stepney is forced underneath a massive crane. This crane's role was supposedly to pick up engines and drop them into the boiling pot to begin the scrapping process. Stepney peers up in horror, but before the crane grabs him, the boss of the engine operation intervenes and tells him to return home. The episode ends with a shot of Stepney happily leaving the scrapyard. perhaps it was a good idea this show ended and we are left with a more kid-friendly version. Looking back at these episodes, I feel more nostalgia than horror, which is probably an outcome of growing up. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment to tell me any shows that freaked you out when you were a kid, or if you want to critique the artwork shown. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to see any future content I post. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.